Hello and welcome to this episode of Administration with Nancy. I am Nancy Ekpezu, a professional administrator, a management consultant, and a life coach. And on this channel, I share videos on school and workplace administration and management, and sometimes on personal development. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe right away. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification button, and please remember to share this video if it has been useful to you, and also make comments as well. Okay, so a bit about me. I'm Nancy Ekpezu, like I said earlier. I'm a professional administrator, a management and education consultant, and a life coach. And I'm the author of the book, Dear Educator. I am also the lead consultant of Pezu Smith Consulting, and our primary concern is to ensure that your school organization runs smoothly with the right processes, the right structure, the right policies and procedures, good customer service, performance management, and the likes of it. Okay, so in this video, I'll be sharing tips for new school administrators. If you have been following me, you will know that I have been a school administrator in 4 reputable schools in 4 cities in Nigeria. And in all of the years of being a school administrator, I've gathered experience that I use in coaching and also guiding others to do it the right way, because in the course of it, I made my mistakes. And so in this video, I'll be sharing tips for new school administrators. I know when you become a first-time school administrator, it could be a bit scary, even though it's exciting. But here are some tips that will help you. Number 1, remember that you are now the one everybody looks up to solve the organization's problems. So I would advise that if you didn't have the skills before now, or maybe you got the job based on promotion, or you just did excellently at the interview, this is the time to actually ensure that you develop the right skills, develop the right mindset for leadership, develop a can-do attitude that says that, yes, the people can have confidence in you, that you can actually come in to solve problems and provide solutions to the challenges and the problems of the organization. So this is not the time to start playing the blame game and saying, oh, the problem has been there before I came. If it has been there before you came, it's expected that you do something about it. So remember, you are expected to solve problems and to find solutions to the organization's challenges. So a lot is expected of you, whether you were prepared for it or not. So this is a time to get mentally prepared, to get alert, and to come to the realization that should anything go wrong in the organization, you will be the number 1 person to blame. That's how it is. Yes. Okay, number 2, get to know the people that you'll be working with. You're going to not work alone. You're not going to work as a lone ranger. You're going to be leading a team. So no matter your temperament, whether you're melancholic, whether you're sanguine, whether you're choleric, whether you are phlegmatic, you have to just get out of your self and get to meet the people that you're going to work with. And this will include everybody in the community, the students, the staff, very important as well, the parents, the vendors, everybody that you'll be working with. You have to schedule meetings to meet all of them at one time or the other. And I advise that when you meet with them, don't be in a hurry to talk too much. Do more of listening and taking notes so that you'll be able to pinpoint the areas that will need to be addressed. If you need to send out surveys to the right people to give you feedback, because sometimes when you're hired, the issues that you were told maybe at the interview or when you were taking over may not necessarily be the exact issues that are wrong with the organization. So you need to get your ears to the ground to hear exactly what is wrong so that you'll be in a better position to solve the organization's problems. Number 3, learn the school's vision, mission, and values. What is the school's vision? What is the school's mission? What are the values that they stand for? What are the philosophies that drive the organization? Because guess what? Even if it's not your first time school administrator position, every organization you're going to work for, every school has its own vision and mission crafted and very different from the other. Even though every school is concerned with educating students, what you'll find in one school may be kind of different from what you'll find in the other. For example, I've worked in a school where our primary concern was to raise global-minded citizens. And so everything we did was affected by that vision. Okay, it affected the kind of staff that we recruited. It affected the kind of treatment, the kind of organizations that we were corporate members of. It affected the kind of training that we offered to our staff. It affected the kind of just the kind of associations that we got involved with and the teaching methodologies in the class, our approach to projects, and a whole lot of things. Okay, there had to be that global mindedness. So your school may be primarily concerned maybe with raising kids who have manners. You have to know what drives that school. What was it in the heart of the owner of the school when he or she created that school? You have to get to it. Even though every school is there to educate students, there must be something that was burning in the heart of your employer when that school was still actually established. And you have to know it if you're going to do a good job as a school administrator. Number 4, you have to make sure that everybody understands the vision and the mission of the school, and that they have properly documented job descriptions that tell them what to do, and they understand their roles. There's nothing as confusing as getting people and everybody's just so busy but not productive. When you have job descriptions and then you set goals for every member of staff, it gets easier. If you need more on this, please check out my series on performance management. I spoke quite a lot about KPIs, key performance indicators, and goal setting, and how to get staff members to work so that they meet the organization's goals and objectives. Okay, another thing you want to do is to avoid blaming your predecessor. Whoever was there before you had probably done the best that they could based on the resources and the age of the school. And so the state you have found it in is now your responsibility. So stop blaming the people who were there before you, and stop saying, oh, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Because guess what? You don't even know these challenges that they faced or whatever it was they had to grapple with to get to the school to where it is even now that you're meeting it. And then work on team building. You're not going to do this alone. So team building is very important. If you need help with that, you may want to check out my materials and articles on team building. Ensure that you have the skills to build a team. Recognize the rare, unique qualities that are in your staff members and harness them for the sake of growing the organization. Ensure that everybody's properly groomed and everybody's properly trained. And so that means you also need to invest. That brings me to another point. You need to invest in the professional and personal development of the staff that you lead. And you have to exemplify this. That means you have to be a lifelong learner. You have to keep learning. And when they see you learning, they will actually take a cue from you. And so you have to start putting in place professional development plans for your staff and the things that will help them to get the job done. If they need a training, please organize one. If you need to bring in a facilitator from outside and the school can afford it, please do. If you need to get journals, if you need to subscribe to websites or blogs and get them involved to read and to develop themselves, this would be a very welcome idea. So please prioritize professional and personal development, as this is very important. I remember my last job, that was one of the key things that I achieved, apart from numerous others. I was able to get the staff members from their comfort zone to start developing themselves to the level where they could actually execute the projects we had. and to also, drive the objectives of the organization to the level where myself and the board members wanted us to get to. So those are some of the tips that you will be actually concerned with. And remember, you're there to make the processes and the procedures easier. So ensure you have policies, ensure you have proper procedures. If you need help on this, you can contact me. I do a whole lot on all of this, okay, on team building, customer service, and a whole lot of others. So if you need help, please contact me. And then another point, you will need to get yourself a coach, a mentor, or someone to guide you. When I started out in school administration, I actually didn't have a mentor. That was in 2005, and it was really a really tough journey because I had to figure out a whole lot of things all by myself. But luckily, you don't have to do it all alone. We have mentors now. We have coaches. I'm a certified life coach, and I use the skills to coach people in administration and management and personal development. So you can contact me if you need a coach, or if you need a mentor, someone to guide you so that you avoid some of the mistakes that I made, to make your journey also easier, and you can be able to achieve results a lot faster and get yourself really stable in your career as a school administrator. Okay, I actually wrote a few points down. Let me see what I have here. I was talking of, just okay, another thing you need to do is that you need to establish proper boundaries. You need to establish boundaries. In as much as you're going to have an open door policy and you want people to come to you and tell you what's going on, please be mindful of people taking advantage of you and your position. You have to learn to be assertive, and you have to know what leadership style to bring in at every point in time. There are times when you need to be a little autocratic. There are lots of times when you need to get everybody's input. There are lots of times when you have to let the team lead in a certain way without, and let them know that, they are taking a lead in one or two places. So you have to vary your leadership style to suit exactly what you have in your school. Okay, so draw boundaries and don't let people take advantage of you. When you come in as a school administrator, there will always be people who want to suck up to you, who want to get so close and chummy with you, so that they have control over decisions, sometimes not necessarily for the good of the organization, but for their own ulterior motives. So you have to be very discerning and look out for those kind of people and be sure that you do not just tell them off, but you're very mindful about drawing boundaries with them. Okay, people that come to tell you stories about other staff members and to form cliques and cause problems on the team, you have to be quick to identify them, when they start coming to you with their hidden agenda. Okay, so those are some of the points that I have. Let me see. I've mentioned that you should get yourself a coach, you should set boundaries, invest in your professional development, ensure that there are policies and procedures. Remember that you're the number one person to be blamed now, and so there's no blame game for anybody. You take responsibility for everything. And I must say that being a school administrator is a very sacrificial job. It involves so much sacrifice of your time, of your resources, of your skills, of your talents, a whole lot. It can be very draining. I need to tell you the truth, especially when there's a boarding house involved. Oh my God, yes, it gets really, really demanding. But if you're determined and if you're very focused, definitely you'll make a success out of it. And don't make yourself a lone ranger. Get your staff members involved and communicate clearly, where you're heading. And if you can, get your team together so that you develop a school development plan. Okay, maybe like for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, get their input as much as you can, okay? And then build up a good school development plan and assign who and who does what so that you begin to move together. And remember to celebrate your team for every win. And when they behave a bit funny towards you when you're new, don't take it too personally. People usually have their fears about welcoming a new administrator or a new leader, and they do not know what to expect, especially if they've had a good one or if they've even had a terrible one before. They may be afraid to have repeats of maybe some of the things that happened if it was a bad administrator that you're taking over from, or if it was a very good one, they are probably missing the warmth or whatever it was they had with the old administrator, and they may be a bit cautious about relating with you until they are clear, and a bit more confident. So it is your duty to go out of your shell, to go out of your way, to build confidence in them, and to assure them that you're here to work with them and that they have what it takes to get the job done. Because sometimes they get really skeptical and they may come across as a bit antagonistic at the beginning, or they may come across as, trying to pull you down. Don't take some of those things too personally. When you understand team building and the dynamics that make for performance management, then you'll be able to get your act together and get all of these things. So if you need a coach, I'm here for you. I've been a school administrator in 4 reputable schools, and I'll be glad to lead you and guide you and coach you and mentor you so that, you get your acts together and you're able to really perform. And remember to have nice books as well. Buy books, invest in books. That's part of your professional development. And establish a good relationship with the school board. If your school has a school management board, do not ignore them or leave them out of decision making. They are involved majorly with the strategic planning of the school, and it's nice that you give them reports regularly. And if it's a one-man show where the owner of the school is there for you to report to directly, ensure that you provide adequate and timely reports on every aspect of the school so that they're always in the loop about what is going on. And remember the same with your staff. You need to clearly communicate. That is the way they feel the pulse of your heart as their leader, as their new administrator, and the direction that you want the school to go. So ensure that you build on what they have, celebrate their old successes. Don't come in and rubbish everything they've done and tell them how poorly they've done. No matter how bad the situation you meet in the new school is, please remember to just acknowledge their successes and then begin to build from there. And if there are areas where you've noticed a gap, remember you can always train and retrain. You can provide resources to help them, and you can motivate and encourage them and tell them that it can be done. And very importantly, surround yourself with people who are positive-minded, not the ones who come in to tell you all of the stories and the failures of the organization to get you demoralized. Positive-minded people should form your inner circle, and they should motivate you, and you motivate them, inspire them, tell them it can be done, and also draw strength from them. It could be quite a lonely journey when you do not build a team, so ensure that you build a team, people to support you, people that you can call at any time, and they are there for you on your team so that you build together. Okay, so I hope you found some of these tips useful, and I'll recommend that you follow me on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and very importantly, please visit my website. I have a blog where I share content on school and workplace administration, and I'm also on personal development. So visit my website, www.nancyekpezu.com. If you check on the display ads for my YouTube channel, you'll actually see the website there, www.nancyekpezu.com. Okay, so thank you for viewing. Remember to subscribe if you haven't done so before now, and remember to turn on the notification button so that you get an alert, or you are alerted whenever there's a new video upload. And remember to like this video and please share it with your colleagues. Don't learn alone, and don't be someone who learns and keeps it to him or herself. That would be selfish. Yeah. So share it, like it, subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you.